Key point 1. The roots of a not good enough belief. Imagine walking through life accompanied by a chorus of inner critics, each whispering that you will never succeed. It's the reality for many daughters of narcissistic mothers. At the core of this struggle lies the relationship between moms and daughters, pivotal in shaping a woman's self-perception. Unravel the past to build a stronger, more confident self. Despite harboring good intentions, many mothers fail to support their daughters' growth. Moreover, their well-meaning efforts can inadvertently cause harm, which is particularly true for narcissistic parents. Narcissism is a personality disorder recognizable in traits like inflated self-importance, lack of empathy, and a relentless quest for admiration. They manifest in behaviors that reinforce a self-centered worldview, often leaving little room for the emotional needs of others, including daughters. This maternal affection and nurture deficit leaves a void, impacting girls' emotional well-being and confidence. Their daughters internalize a profound sense of unworthiness, believing they don't deserve love. It's a silent battle, often invisible to the outside world, yet deeply felt within. Moreover, a narcissistic mother often views her daughter not as an individual, but as an extension of herself. As a result, the girl has to mirror her mom's reactions and desires. She also strives to be the good girl, aligning with societal and familial expectations. This pursuit, however, comes at a cost: the erosion of self-respect and confidence. Her internal critics echo messages of never being good enough. If you've experienced maternal narcissism, remember you are not alone. Your journey is shared by many, and through understanding, support, and resilience, you can redefine your narrative. Let's embark on a journey toward a future where your voice is heard and your life is truly yours. Key point 2. How to detect narcissists. On your path to self-healing, the first checkpoint is realizing the 10 stingers. These are common issues that daughters of narcissistic mothers face. 1. Unattainable approval. Daughters always struggle to gain their mother's love. Sadly, this relentless pursuit often leaves them feeling inadequate. Their mothers are more likely to criticize rather than accept them for who they are. 2. Appearance over essence. For narcissistic mothers, the emphasis is always on how situations or triumphs look to others rather than on their daughter's feelings. This dynamic leads to a life focused on external validation rather than internal satisfaction. 3. Jealousy's double edge. Narcissistic mothers often envy their daughters. It breeds a conflicting message: excel to make your mom proud, but don't dare outshine her. 4. Stifled self-expression. Narcissistic mothers often suppress their daughters' true selves, especially when they threaten their needs or views. It hinders the girl's ability to develop a genuine identity. 5. Empathy's absence. Daughters raised without warmth often feel unimportant and struggle to connect with their emotions. 6. Role reversal. Narcissistic mothers often treat their daughters more like friends, relying on them for emotional support and reversing the natural parent-child dynamic. 7. Emotional disconnect. The range of feelings in narcissistic relationships is often limited. Mothers can't or don't want to engage in sincere dialogues, leading to superficial relationships. 8. Criticism. Narcissistic mothers may project their insecurities onto their daughters. As a result, girls become scapegoats for their mom's discontent and unhappiness. 9. Self-absorption. In narcissistic families, it's always about the mother, her needs, views, and life. The children often feel unseen and unheard. 10. Invasion of privacy. Narcissistic mothers often don't respect boundaries. For instance, they may share personal details about their daughters without consent. To change patterns of behavior, first identify them. Each daughter's experience with these stingers varies, depending on where her mother falls on the narcissism spectrum. Yet, the lasting effect is often a girl who sees herself as a mere reflection of her mother's critical gaze, not through her own eyes. These negative beliefs, repeated and reinforced over time, shape unconscious emotional and behavioral patterns that are hard to cope with. However, there's a glimmer of hope. Recognizing these patterns is the first step towards silencing internal critics and developing a healthier, more empowered self-image. Key point 3. Two extremes of unhealthy relationships. Narcissistic mothers express their love, but often do it in a specific way. Depending on parenting style, the two primary types are moms who engulf and those who ignore. Both profoundly influence their daughter's development and self-image, albeit differently. The engulfing mother. Picture a mother who micromanages every aspect of her daughter's life. She is not just involved, she is invasive. This mother dictates her daughter's choices, from clothing to friendships, from hobbies to career paths. In her eyes, her child is a vessel for her unfulfilled dreams or a mirror reflecting her desires. Her love is conditional, tied to the daughter's compliance and performance. Beneath the facade of a good girl, often praised by onlookers, lies a more troublesome reality. The daughter, under such parenting, may lose her sense of self. Her decisions, feelings, and aspirations become entangled with the need to appease her mother, weakening her self-worth. The ignoring mother. This parent is at the other end of the spectrum. Emotionally distant and disengaged, she offers minimal guidance, support, or affection. Her approach to parenting is characterized by a dismissive attitude, often minimizing or ignoring her daughter's emotional needs. This neglect sends a clear message to the girl. Her experiences are unimportant. As a result, the daughter grows up feeling invisible. The lack of maternal empathy and validation leaves her with a deep-seated sense of unworthiness and emotional void. Overprotection and neglect in parenting may have the same roots. Despite their differences, engulfing and ignoring mothers create a similar impact. The daughter's role and expectations are not fixed, but fluctuate based on the mom's whims and needs. Both forms of parenting leave girls grappling with a distorted sense of self and an unstable foundation for adult life. In some cases, as observed in the personal experiences of Karyl McBride, a narcissistic mother may exhibit both styles, alternating between them. It depends on factors like birth order or life stage. For instance, McBride's mother displayed engulfing behavior toward her younger daughter while adopting an ignoring stance with McBride. The underlying message differed sharply for each girl. McBride had to be self-reliant and responsible, whereas her sister was perceived as incapable and dependent. Key point 4. What high flyers and self-saboteurs have in common. In families with narcissistic mothers, daughters often receive the same powerful message. They are unworthy of love. As a response, girls choose two distinct life paths. Becoming high flyers, tirelessly proving their worth through triumphs. Treading the path of self-sabotage, expressing their pain through self-destructive behaviors. The high-achieving daughter. Imagine a woman whose life is a non-stop pursuit of excellence. Her motivation is an intense need to demonstrate her worth, not just to her mother, but to the world. She is constantly engaged in activities that show her skills. Her identity depends on her victories. Her success and busyness measure her self-worth. This constant strive for validation leads to a life marked by chronic exhaustion and a lack of self-care. Despite her status, she often struggles with feelings of inadequacy. These daughters rarely fully acknowledge their worth or give themselves the credit they deserve. Whether they are wealthy entrepreneurs or expert teachers, their narrative remains the same. Nothing they do is ever good enough. Are you immune to this coping mechanism? To identify if you're a high achiever, consider how you define yourself. Does your identity rest on who you are, or is it predominantly about your status? High achievement isn't inherently problematic, yet its warning signs include the following. Neglect of self-care. Exclusive reliance on external validation. Inability to notice and celebrate triumphs. The self-sabotaging daughter. On the other end of the spectrum are girls who respond to their upbringing by undermining their efforts. These self-saboteurs are often fueled by anger toward their mothers, displaying it through different patterns. Giving up. Succumbing to various addictions. Remaining stuck in harmful lifestyles. Underachieving. Self-sabotage may be a silent scream when someone can't conform to unrealistic expectations. Interestingly, the internal worlds of the high achiever and the self-saboteur are strikingly similar. They both grapple with the same self-worth issues. What causes them to choose a particular path? There are various factors, but one of the most essential is a supportive figure. Those with someone offering positive reinforcement, be it a relative, teacher, or family friend, tend toward high achievement. In contrast, those lacking such support veer toward self-sabotage. The journey forward is about recognizing these patterns and gently shifting to a path where our value is rooted in a deep, authentic appreciation of our intrinsic worth. Key point 5. Why good girls should go bad for a while. Recognizing the influence of maternal narcissism is the first step to healing before accepting your mother's limitations and allowing yourself to feel your emotions. Acceptance. The path to inner peace lies in admitting that most narcissists are unable to provide genuine love and empathy. This acceptance isn't about excusing their behavior, but about setting proper expectations. Indeed, the spectrum of narcissism varies. While mothers with fewer narcissistic traits may show hope for recovery, those further along the spectrum are less likely to change. At the same time, your attempts to influence this process will be futile. So instead, release yourself from the vain hope that your mother will become the nurturing figure you've longed for. This acceptance empowers you to take responsibility for your life and focus on changing what is under your control, your mindset. Healing is about growing through the pain, not moving past it. Grieving. This point means letting your feelings emerge, be it through tears or expressing anger safely. Here are some pointers on how to do it correctly. Recognize and shut down the internal critical voices that try to deny your right to experience all feelings. Avoid rationalizing or minimizing your emotions. Let feelings exist and flow through you. Sit with the pain and manage the accompanying anxiety. I shouldn't feel this way, or I didn't have it that bad. This won't help. Whatever is there, you need to release. Karyl McBride. Allowing yourself to be alone with your thoughts and emotions is essential. If you're used to staying busy to avoid pain, slowing down can be challenging yet incredibly healing. Some may find peace during long walks, while others prefer quiet time in a bakery. The key is to determine what works for you. Journaling is another powerful tool. It serves as a medium to express your feelings, helping you to process them and track your progress. Writing down your thoughts and emotions creates a tangible record of your healing journey, providing insights to guide you to inner harmony. Remember, lessening the impact of a narcissistic mother is a path of ups and downs and confronting painful truths. Yet, it will lead you toward taking control of your life, your emotions, and your sense of self. Key point 6. 3 steps to reclaim your identity. Healing from the effects of a narcissistic mother involves a crucial process: psychological separation. It involves detaching from your mother's belief system and building your emotional resilience. This process is vital for developing your inner self and enables you to withstand external negativity. Separation comprises 3 steps. 1. Understanding projections. Narcissistic mothers often use this defense mechanism. They project their negative emotions, like self-loathing and a fragile ego, onto their daughters. Girls can cling to these feelings from a young age, mistakenly believing they are a part of their identity. The first step toward separation is recognizing these projections for what they are: reflections of your mother's issues. 2. Coping with envy. If you sense jealousy from your mother, confront it with a positive affirmation of your worth. Instead of internalizing this envy, view it as an expression of her insecurities. Improve your self-esteem by listing your triumphs and skills, affirming your value independently from your mom's point of view. 3. Eradicating negative messages. This step challenges and replaces your internalized negative beliefs. Write down and counter them with reasons why they are untrue. For instance, if you've accepted the idea that you're not competent, list cases and skills that prove otherwise. This process is not a one-time activity, but an ongoing practice. Each time a negative thought emerges, challenge it with a positive truth about yourself. In reprogramming your mind, you break free from defeatist narratives. Choose environments and relationships that support your new positive belief system, such as surrounding yourself with people who recognize and validate your worth. Engage in activities that enhance your confidence and self-expression. Transform adversity into the foundation of your strength. These 3 steps lay the basis for a healthy separation from your mother's influence. Remember that it's more than just distancing yourself physically or emotionally. Each step in challenging old beliefs and building new ones leads to a stronger, more authentic you. In this process, you're healing from the past and crafting a future where you author your story. Did you know? According to Queen's University research in 2020, a person has more than 6,000 thoughts daily, so it's a powerful programming tool. Key point 7. Tips to rediscover yourself. Nurturing your internal mother is a pivotal stage in overcoming narcissistic influence. It's your inner voice of love and support, which you can easily awaken. McBride offers a few practical strategies. Let your internal mother exist. Start by finding a tranquil, healing place where you can be undisturbed, a cozy corner at home, or a quiet, natural spot. Take a journal to jot down your insights. Create an I am list. Write affirmations that highlight your strengths and positive attributes, like I am strong, I am intelligent, and I am loving. This practice helps you access your internal mother, letting her guide you. The more you engage with it, the stronger and more resilient you become. Strengthen your internal committee. Use moments of doubt or advice seeking as opportunities to forge a bond with your internal mother. Turn inward for intuitive answers. This practice of self-consultation fosters self-assurance and independence. Your internal mother, part of your inner committee of me, myself, and I, provides constant support and guidance. Happiness blooms from nurturing our inner voice and rediscovering personal passions, independent of external influences. Nurturing your internal mother also means moving beyond what your mother wants you to be and focusing on your needs. Unfortunately, many daughters of narcissistic mothers struggle to identify their true desires, having spent years conforming to their mother's expectations. McBride suggests a few exercises to break this cycle. Visualize your ideal. Use magazine images to assemble a collage representing your perfect life. Select images that resonate with your dreams, not those influenced by your mother or external pressures. If I were good enough exercise. Write down things you would do if you felt your best. This exercise helps you recognize and overcome the negative internal messages that have held you back. Rediscover interests. Reflect on your childhood hobbies and interests and allow yourself to explore them. Often, the activities you enjoyed as a kid can provide insight into your current passions. Integrate zeal into adult life. Once you identify new hobbies, classes, or other activities that resonate with your true self, try to include them in your daily life. Whether taking violin lessons, samba classes, or any other pursuit, never let age be a barrier. It is not easy to find happiness in ourselves, and it is not possible to find it elsewhere. Agnes Repler. Conclusion. For daughters of narcissistic mothers, the path to healing starts with admitting the profound impact of maternal narcissism. It's vital to understand how the 10 stingers shape the complex mother-daughter dynamic. They mold beliefs and behaviors, often leading to high achievement or self-sabotage paths. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward liberation. Yet, embrace this awareness from a perspective of understanding, not resentment. You should approach your past with love and forgiveness for yourself and your mother. It's crucial to recognize that you are not a victim. You are in charge of your life and emotions. The next checkpoint on your healing journey is acceptance. Recognizing the limitations of a narcissistic mother is not about absolving her of responsibility, but about freeing yourself from the unattainable quest for her approval. Grieving is also a powerful process, allowing you to release pent-up emotions and begin healing. The core of this transformative journey lies in psychological separation. When breaking free from the belief system imposed by your mother, you nurture your inner resilience. It's also about building an internal mother, a nurturing, supportive voice that guides you toward your authentic self. So, what does this all mean for you? It confirms that despite the shadows of the past, you can rewrite your story, one where you are the protagonist. Thus, embrace your journey of self-discovery. Allow yourself to express, grow, and glow in your unique light. Remember, healing is not a destination, but a continuous process of becoming the best version of yourself. Try this. Practice self-care. Prioritize your own emotional and physical well-being. Engage in activities you enjoy and that give you a sense of peace. Seek support. Don't go through this alone. Talk to friends, family members, or a therapist who can provide emotional support and guidance. Educate yourself. Learn about narcissism, which helps you develop strategies to cope more effectively.